It's a total pleasure to be here in Odisha. I've come after several years. But it's a state close to my heart because just before this session, we were discussing about cyclone, etc. And when we were struck by COVID, Maharashtra also learned a lot from how Odisha was managing its COVID protocols. So, and it's a state where I have been closely following from where it was and where it has come. So it's a pleasure to be here. With regards to rural issues, all I'd say is if you look at the agriculture distress, that is one. I come from the state of Maharashtra and I see a lot of farmer deaths that happen, farmer suicides that happen. I've tried to find out what are the reasons that could happen. So access to finance is a huge problem. To nationalize banks giving loans at better rate of interest, they end up taking loans from money lenders which charge a high rate of interest, which leads to a position where due to climatic conditions, cyclone, drought, whatever, can create a problem for their outcomes. So that is one issue which, the rising debts that they face is one issue. If you look at the wages, the Manrega wages, etc., it hasn't changed over a decade. It hasn't changed. Rather, it has come down in many places. That's a second issue. The third issue for me, which I personally feel impacts a lot of lives, not just in rural areas, but even in urban areas, is the cost of living. I have been raising this issue forever, that inflation, while I was reading the newspaper today morning, retail inflation has hit another high, especially the food inflation. So your incomes are not increasing, but your expenses are increasing. And that leads to lesser asset creation, lesser investments, lesser savings, of course. And that is a huge challenge. So for me, if you were to ask me, these are the issues I will take to the people of this country. And every single Indian would ultimately need to understand कि उनके प्लेट में जो थाली है, वो Modi ji के some guarantees that have been given will not fulfill it. Yeah. What will fulfill it is that besides the guarantee, there's suitable action which leads to better outcomes, better livelihoods for our people.